Welcome back to my Bible journey. Been a lot longer than I was expecting. As some of you that regularly watch, I was made redundant, and in the last video I said that should give me more time to make videos. It would have done, but unfortunately during the day there is building work going on outside. The space opposite us has got an apartment being built in a nice sort of like little cul-de-sac of houses. We now have a ready great apartment block being built in the middle of the area, and of course, when do they work? They work during the day. When am I off and have time? During the day. So yeah, it hasn't made it sort of like, it hasn't made pleasant timing. My job searching is still going on, and yeah, fun times. But still, I've found time to get a video in now. Some of you that know me, I've got another video channel that I've started. Fortunately, that doesn't involve too much need for talking or discussing, so I can just roll with that. And it's been a long time coming. I've got a lot of I've got to promote that and get it working and get my sound quality better on it, and yeah, it's so much going on, so little time, and this is while I don't even have a job. So yeah, anyway, main reason why you're here and watching is for Genesis 14. For those see, I'm going off on a tangent. For those of you that are waiting for the next in the Book of Enoch series, I will get round to that. I just wanted to get another Bible journey chapter off, and yeah, so Genesis 14. I haven't even looked at this, so I haven't even done a brief over. This is just me reading this, and I'm just looking at the Genesis 14:1, and I can see a lot of names there which I'm going to struggle with, so feel free to laugh. Genesis 14. And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elisar, Chedorlaomer, sounds like someone from the West Country, that does, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of nations, that they made war with Bera, king of Sodom, and with Bersha, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Adma, and Shemeba, king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, which is Zoar. Do you know what? I think I'm going to look these up and see exactly where historians believe these places were, or what they are now. Because we always hear all these different places, and we can kind of, in our own mind, sort of like think, okay, perhaps it was there. And that's the dishwasher choosing the best time to beep away. Thank you. Yeah, so we kind of in our minds think where these places were, but it could be a case that they're totally different from where we think. So I'm going to look into that. Not right now. We'll continue with Genesis 14. All these were joined together in the valley of Siddim, which is the Salt Sea. Well, that might give us a clue there. The Salt Sea? Is that the Dead Sea? Because the Dead Sea is full of salt, and That's why people can float on it very easily. Here's that name again. They served Chedorlaomer 12 years, and in the 13th year they rebelled. And in the 14th year, why this name? In the 14th year, Chedorlaomer and the kings that were with him came and struck the giants in Ashtaroth, Karnaim, and the Zuzim in Ham, and the Emim in Shaveh Kiriathaim. Wow. And the Horites in their Mount Seir, as far as the oak of Paran, which is by the wilderness. Oh, I should have practiced this one, shouldn't I? And they returned and came to En Mishpat, which is Kadesh, and struck all the country of the Amalekites, and also the Amorites who lived in Hazazon Tamar. And the king of Sodom, see, this I can do. And the king of Sodom went out, and the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Admah, and the king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, which is Zoar, and they joined battle against them in the valley of Siddim. With Chedorlaomer, the king of Elam, and with Tidal, the king of nations, and Amraphel, the king of Shinar, and Arioch, the king of Elasar, 4 kings against 5. And the valley of Siddim was full of asphalt pits. And the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled and fell into them. And those who remained alive fled to the mountains. And they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah, and all their food, and went their way. And they took Lot, Abram's brother's son, who lived in Sodom, and all his goods, and went away. Oh, so Lot was caught up in all of this. They took Lot, Abram's brother's son, who lived in Sodom, and all his goods, and went away. Is that "and went away" was killed, or just taken away somewhere? And there came one who had escaped, and he told Abram the Hebrew, for he lived in the plains of Mamre, an Amorite, brother of Eshcol, and brother of Aner. And these had a covenant with Abram. Survivors joined with Abram. And when Abram heard that his kinsman was taken captive, so he was captive. Should have just read on. He armed his trained servants, born in his own house, 318, and pursued them to Dan. And he divided his forces against them by night, he and his servants, and he struck them, and pursued them to Hobah, which is on the left of Damascus. And he brought back all the goods, and also brought back his kinsman Lot, and his goods, and the women also, and the people. And the king of Sodom went out to meet him after his return from the slaughter of Chedorlaomer, and of the kings with him, at the valley of Shaveh, which is the king's valley. Valley of the kings. And Melchizedek, the king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. Is that a case of the king of Salem was the priest of the Most High God, or they brought forth bread and wine and made Abram the priest of the Most High God? Abram. And he blessed him and said, "Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth. And blessed be the Most High God, who has delivered your enemies into your hand." And he gave him tithes of all. And the king of Sodom said to Abram, "Give me the people and take the goods for yourself." And Abram said to the king of Sodom, "I have lifted up my hand to the Lord, the Most High God, the possessor of heaven and earth. that I will take nothing that is yours, from a thread even to a sandal strap, lest you say, I have made Abram rich. Nothing for me, only that which the young men have eaten, and the portion of the men who went with me, Anna, Eshcol, and Mamre. Let them take their portion. Okay, so Abram was very sort of like, nope, not me, give it to the boys, which is what you'd expect, I think. Okay, I mean, that was it's always difficult, isn't it? I mean, you've got a chapter effectively, or a book of Genesis. When you call it a book by today's standards, you're thinking like a novel, and if you look at this story, which has been summed up into Genesis 14, you would have a novel. I mean, it might be a retelling or an account of what happened, but I mean, there's a lot that happens in the one chapter, and yet all you've got to go on is how many few lines? I mean, not a vast amount of lines. And yet there is a whole history there, and this is a full-blown Valley of the Kings war going on. I mean, if this had been a movie by I don't know, the guy that did Lord of the Rings, it would have been 3-parter. So yeah, I find that when I'm reading these, and I'm like thinking, there's so much here, but so little at the same time, and you kind of want it fluffed out. You want the whole narrative, but you're feeding off scraps, which is a bit of a shame. I mean, it's great that we've got the details anyway, but it's a bit of a shame when you have a thirst for knowledge like I do when it comes to this sort of thing. I want to know, I want to piece it together and understand. And maybe there is the information out there. Maybe that's something that I can look into. I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting. So, I mean, that was Genesis 14. Genesis 15 soon. I'm not putting a date on it. Every time I do, it's wrong. So I'm not putting a date on it. But Genesis 15 will be next. But I will be doing the next in the book of Enoch, hopefully this week. So thank you for joining me once more, and see you again next time. God bless, take care of yourselves, and have a great week.